chair by the hearth.
There we go. Proof that it has truly been a while. I forgot to unmute my microphone. Hello, everyone. I hope you had a great time meanwhile. And it's truly been a while that I've posted anything aside from a few shorts here and there. And I do hope you forgive me for that, because a lot of things is happening and I didn't really have time for either streaming or for making videos. I had to focus a lot on recovering from work and stepping into some new shoes, I'd say. And of course, I used time to play with my kids and, you know, stuff like that. Family. So without further ado, here we are back on YouTube. So before we dive into Midnight, which so far has proven to be, in my honest opinion, a really great outline for an expansion. We'll see how it actually rolls out. Generally, my plans are to keep up with Midnight, keep up with some UI changes, especially nowadays where add-ons are being restructured and we have a lot of stuff happening here and there. Now, there are some news regarding add-ons as well, which I'm positive everyone's already heard about. So aside from that, there are a few projects of my own that I've been trying to kick off. And one of them is related to Discord and WoW and some integrations around that. And another is actually related to D&D. They're both development projects, but really, really fun. And I hope I can share more really, really soon. Since I'm pretty hyped up about that. So that's for the channel on one side. On another side, I do like playing other games other than WoW. I've been making really slow progress in Clair Obscure, and it picked up a whole bunch of rewards there. I also picked up some older games as well, but yeah, the general idea is to play WoW somewhat casually and to try and refocus both on the development side, both the apps and games, and showcase some of that in the near future. I know my schedule has been super hectic, and I'll try to change that, I promise. Who knows? I'm running a D&D campaign for a group of friends. Who knows? We might post something about that as well. I make no promises because it's not just me. It's a lot of other people and a lot of schedules and a lot of setup for that to happen, since we do prefer keeping our games local, I should say, because we don't use really any online platforms of the sort. So, without further ado, let's dive in a little bit more into Midnight. Actually, just before that, you may notice something is different on the screen. First off, I'm really in a different color, or at least the channel is. I decided since I need the changes, the channel should change a little bit as well. So please don't be surprised for the change of color, and please do leave feedback on that. I honestly think that this kind of sky blue thingy fits more for this change of period, I would say. Not to mention it's the winter is coming. So aside from that, I did get a new monitor, so you'll see game quite a bit smaller there, and we'll fiddle around that as we go through the stream, because I do want to show UI configurations in all scales, so 32 by 9 and 21 by 9, and then lastly 16 by 9 for Midnight. And there are quite a few bits and pieces that I liked. As you can see, I created a whole bunch of characters, although I haven't really played anything because I really don't want to spoil the story as much as that is possible. So I do want to talk briefly about the classes, and the new Demon Hunter spec Devourer is completely crazy how fun it is. But since I do love my Paladin, we'll start with that. Just for the UI and the overall look and feel on 32.9, as you can see, it's a lot of real estate to work with. So while we're waiting and loading, I'll try to give my thoughts on housing and other systems. I'm gonna put it out, might be controversial or not, I don't know, but I really don't like how they did the horde for the housing part. I mean, it looks nice, but honestly, it's kind of a letdown compared to how the current zone that's available for housing for Alliance looks. So let me check. Okay, did I disable that? Yeah, I did. So let's set up the UI first. You might notice that it's kind of similar, if you can see it in this scale. It's kind of similar to my no add-on UI, and this was basically a test just to see if this will work and how it fits. I'm still not using the tracked buffs thing. I don't think that's needed. I like that the personal resource display is manageable through edit mode and not, floaty like it was. It brings more consistency. I do use still my action bar 6 as a Heckley type of thing for the classes that I'm not familiar with. I've tried using external defensives. It's kind of okay. It needs a little bit more polish, to be honest. And I still really dislike that these utility cooldowns don't have center, It has left and right, but I'm not sure why center isn't there. I really don't get it. So let's see if I can make this a little bit prettier. So this is pretty much the same. the reason for this is I still don't use tracked bars or tracked buffs. And my party frames are still above my player frame. These things here are new, and these are boss timelines, boss warnings. This correlates to, I guess, bigwigs or deadly boss mods in a way. And what you can do, if you prefer it, you can make this vertical, so it kind of drops for you if that's the thing you want to do. And you can place it either always active or when an encounter is active. I recommend encounter active because you will always see that line if you don't do that. And the other stuff is still here, as you can see. There is an add-on that I've installed and I was testing it. Let's see if it's active as of yet. I guess it's not. Then, I still can't see my, that's why I can see it. So that's resetted. Okay, so there was an add-on I was using called Enhanced Quality of Life, which I thought was active, but seems like Blizzard decided to remove all of my spells from action bars, which is just beautiful. But yeah, let me just put some stuff here so that we can see how it actually looks. G, I'll always use G for my interrupts. And this is my tank spec. So let's try to recreate it. You'll also notice how little actually spells you have as any class nowadays. It's not just paladin or, you know, whomever. It's really been reduced, and not in a bad way. It's been reduced so that you keep the utility of them, but they kind of match with other spells. So for example, if you know how for Retribution Paladin you do Wake of Ashes and it pops your Hammer of Light, that kind of way. Although I'm not sure which ones do that and which ones don't. It was most visible to me on Warlock, I'd say. And my spec here might be just wrong. Do take note of that as well. Let me see. Oh no, this is Alt 1. Where did I put this? Freedom. I know. Let's just put it there. I forgot. I haven't played WoW, to be honest, for quite a while. It's been, well, mostly since I put up the last video, so my apologies there. And we want a Lightsmith. We want Sanctification, armament, strict abilities, lesser armament. Yeah, that's what we want. So we want this whole thing. We want this whole thing. And some of these are new, but as my memory isn't as good as it used to be. This is the new one. So this is the new line here. So let's use that. And they may be mixed. Yeah, they're mixed. I remember this one. So nothing too crazy for, oh, we can leave this in 5. Nothing too crazy for protection, actually. Oh yeah, so Hammer of Wrath is actually triggered on Judgment, if I'm not mistaken. So during Revenge of Wrath, your Judgment is about ready to Hammer of Wrath. Yeah. So that's what's been merged together. And these are our Apex talents, which is Glory of the Vanguard. Judgment has a chance to grant you Vanguard, causing your next Avenger's Shield to leave an echo of bolt of light in a line between you and the initial target. Right. So it triggers every time you struck a target. Judgment deals 10% increased damage. When you consume Vanguard, you gain 1 holy power. and your next Shield of the Righteous after Vanguard deals 20%. So what you want to do is whenever you do, well, basically the rotation remains the same, since you do want a judgment on cooldown and you do want to trigger your Shield of the Righteous right after that. So as I said, nothing's significantly changed in your rotation. It's just that you get more effects in a way. But this is all that Paladin has, and let me tell you, my bars on my main are pretty full. So let me switch. Is this this is, yeah. Where's my shield? This is my tank trinket. Where's my other tank trinket? There it is. Although I can keep that one. Yeah, doesn't matter really. It's not like I'll tank anything super duper right now. And this is my, yeah, shit, there you go. All transmogs are removed here because transmog systems have been changed. And there we go now. Now, since we've done that and went through some of the abilities, let me show you how this actually looks. This is forward, this is up, this is 3. That's perfect. So I know how to fly because, yeah, and this is a neighborhood, so it's pretty large, and there are a lot of, you have beaches, you have a lot of stuff here and there. And yeah, it's not ugly, but it's definitely not as pretty as the Alliance ones. And all of these are, you know, houses, and yours is marked like a Hearthstone thingy. And I'll bet you'll see all of this better when I move from 32.9 to 21.9 or other resolutions. So let's actually move on so that I can show you that and you actually see the game and not me just being small and flying around. So I will actually export these UIs I've made that match the no add-on UI setup, and I'll tag which is for which resolution, so it's easier to keep track of, and you guys can import it for each of your monitors that you prefer. So I think that's that for 32.9. I don't want to show more because I bet it will be really hard to see other stuff. So let me try and change the resolution here first, and then I'll deal with it in the game. So windowed, and then I think this one's a good one. This is like, okay. I put it in 69. Can we see everything? Almost. Almost. Did something break? Seems like it did. Can you see the game? I needed to do a better job of this. But I apologize. It was the first time of me setting up a multi-monitor thingy like this. So I believe now it's a lot more visible. And let me try to make it better. So there's this there we go. now I can actually see what's going on. There we go. Now it's better. That's what was missing. That's perfect then. Okay, so without further ado, let's see how this looks like in this zone. So as you can see, my UI scaled nicely, so it might be that your UI will scale like this as well if you import it. But just for the prudence sake, I will update description or the comments, or I may even put it in a video when I actually edit this. And yeah, we'll see. So as you can see, I completely jumped into this stream with no plans because I honestly didn't expect this to work this well for scaling. But instead of that, since the UI is obviously... Oh, it's not working actually. I just noticed. So what's broken is actually the extra abilities bar and the action bars. So we have to move these. So I will export everything separately. There we go. This is damage meter, this is possess bar. And yeah, the new damage meter is actually pretty good. I really like the all of the changes in the UI. So since you can see everything better now on this resolution, let me go over some of the new settings. So in gameplay enhancements, you'll find a whole bunch of new options. One of which is, so this is the old single button assist and assistant highlight that's used to be there. So boss warnings is actually your bigwigs, your DBM, as I've shown you before in the edit mode. I'll go over it again if needed. And this is your boss timeline, the one that shows when the major abilities trigger, and you can control that to a certain degree and change if you know what type of icons you want to see there. And aside from that, even now in War Within, you will see this advanced UI for managing your cooldowns. It's pretty good. It's not weak auras, and it doesn't have the customization ability, but Blizzard did actually change their policy on the UI. UI alteration for these add-ons, and they will allow creation of add-ons that actually manage cooldown manager and other UI frames which they haven't before. They won't allow anything functional. They won't allow you to create your own logic, but they will allow, basically changing themes of it. So I'm not sure about boss warnings, sorry. But these actually kind of look good already. And you have external defenses, which is a new bar. And it looks pretty neat. You have your damage meter, and you have diminishing returns tracking, which allows you to see, when you can recast your stuns, your polymorphs, and everything else that has diminishing returns. So it's pretty useful. In edit mode, just to recap this, you have your boss timeline, which you can switch from vertical or horizontal. I honestly prefer mine horizontal up here, so it's not it doesn't bother me too much. Vertical stuff just obscures my vision of the game board, so to say, and you can place it always visible, encounter, blah blah blah. You can show tooltips if needed. I think this is useful if you're learning something. And these are the warnings that you can also change. You can make this super visible, so if it's critical, it pops in your head and you can really see it actually. I mentioned hear it because I did learn the other day that they will be adding option for sound as part of their accessibility features update. It will be like in audio assist and combat audio alerts, so that you can actually enhance this and get the audio cues from for, you know, boss alerts and stuff like that. So it's not that they will completely kill off all of the features that DBM and Bigwigs offered. It's just that they have to control the functionality in some way. And as a dev, I do understand that. I'm not a game dev, but I do get the point of, you know, having your controlled environment to a degree. And it becomes super hectic if you allow everyone to change everything all the time. So aside from gameplay enhancements, a lot of the changes have actually happened to nameplates. Nameplates actually look great. I love this new look. It reminds me of later, obviously, and generally there is a decent amount of customization, although I've noticed that I didn't really need that much. But you can, you know, see how it looks, and it will look in game the way you see it here. So if you put a really big nameplate, you will see it obviously. And you can, you know, scale your buffs and, you know, match your vision, your preference, your resolution, everything else. You can make your aggro display progressive, which to me, it's, as a tank, it's really good. And there are, you know, debuffs fading, you know, up and stuff like that. And you can simplify nameplates for minions, for miners, friendly players, for NPCs. Well, you just see this and that's it. My suggestion is this setting is best. If you have to heal or off heal or, you know, buff in some way your friendly players, you might not want this turned off, but, you know, to each his own. And that, I think that's it for this. There are a few updates in terms of interface for rage frames. They have changed them functionally quite a bit. There are new frames that they will add in terms of what type of dispel that you have on your raid buddy. So your let me show you like this. Let me see if I can increase the size so it's actually visible. Yeah. So if you can see here, I don't have anyone to make the group with right now or raid, but this poison icon here is actually a border with an icon, and there are specific colors of both border with icon that show what type of dispel. Is it a curse, is it magic, is it poison, and so on. That really helps, like really helps with the spells, and it's super visible, it's super clear. I loved that they added that, since as a paladin I can actually dispel and help and, you know, off heal when I get a chance. So to me, this is, you know, super help. I assume that all healers will praise this, since, you know, you can't really have functional help from add-ons. You might want to get as much help as you possibly can from the base UI. That's pretty much it for those new additions. I must say they are more than I expected. I expected this to be a huge slop, and they are taking all of the feedback that's possible, I assume, and just making the best of it. Since it is in it works for them that players are actually satisfied by this. So now that that's out of the way, I'll actually hop into the house, and as you can see, I'm on my plot here for the player housing. You obtain it by doing a very simple quest, and each of these neighborhoods are actually instanced, so you can even buy your own instance and have several people sign it, and you get a private charter for a private one, and then you can have joint Horde Alliance groups for in a single neighborhood. Otherwise, if it's a public one, it's only Horde or only Alliance, or if it's a guild one, it's also merged. And it's pretty simple. You fly around, you do a few quests, and you pick a plot, and it tells you, hey, this is your instance. What I really liked while I was doing this is you come here and you actually have your address, which is 42 Misty Grave Gorge. So if you want someone to visit you, you just give them your address, and they come over. I'm not sure how do you share your which instance of the neighborhood you're on, but I think that's really, really cool. It's super small thing, but hey, my character has an address in WoW now after 21 years of playing, which is insane. And you'll probably notice as I was going through UI and stuff that there's bit of UI here which relates to the house, and this is for settings, who can join your house, who can enter your house, if you want to relinquish it, you want to move or stuff like that, and you want to edit your house. And then you get this new UI, which is for if you've used any kind of game building software such as Unity or Unreal Engine or Godot or whatever else. This is pretty much the same thing. So even the commands are similar. I half expected them to add Control W for movement, E for scaling when I click this. It's literally the same. It's just Shift 1, 2, and 3. Those are usually the shortcuts for a move, rotate, and scale, which is WER. And you can color it, and you can clean it, you can remove stuff, and this is your house exterior editor. So let's go through them one by one. So first is you can decorate, or you can place or remove stuff, such as this tree that I've placed here. And when you first come to your housing, it's actually completely empty. There's just a house, and it's a basic one. I've added few things here. You'll see it after this. And then you can buy a lot of the decor from a vendor for gold, and it's really, really cheap. It's not that much to get, 60 chairs or something like that. So you could do that. I didn't, though. As you can see, I don't have a lot. But it's super easy to obtain, like the basic ones. And you can make quite a bit with them. So I'll show you when we get inside. On the outside, it's pretty much the same. You can just, drag out and place things. For example, if you want to have a bath right here, the outlook to this beautiful sea, something, but it's too small. So what you want to do? Let's go to advanced mode, select it, and then scale, and then make it big. And now, you know, you can jump in, sit down and enjoy. Likely drown. Oh no, I'm not drowning. That's perfect. So something like that. And you can do a lot with this. So, because there's no too many limitations in what you can blend or what you can scale in what way or rotate it, you can place this like this. Let me show you what I just thought up and move it. There we go. Almost there. Whoops. There. Oh, wrong axis. It is a bit fiddly if you miss what you want to do. But what you can do is you can make a great trampoline for the kids. Like this. It's a bit too tall though. So down. There you go. It's amazing. Although, it's too tall even for me. There you go. And now the kids can jump on the trampoline. You know, you can repurpose basically everything. And since you can recolor almost everything, that purpose can be, you know, it's multiplied. And for the house exterior that I mentioned before, when you click it like this, you can, you know, zoom around your house on the outside and see what's where. And these dots are actually the pieces that you get to edit. And these on the side are your styles. So currently, you can't change any of these, but when the full feature releases, you will be able to level up your house, which is a pretty big deal since it will increase it in sides on the outside and on the inside, and you'll get a lot more variety in what you can place. So for now, you can attach features like this and add like chimneys, you know, windows, stuff like that. But let me show you what I mean. While this is pretty cool and the inside can be modified basically the same between Horde and Alliance, so the inside, you know, it's up to you. And this is like I forgot the name, but it's Bell. Someone will kill me for forgetting the name. It's basically Nightborn themed in a way. I switched the walls and I recolored them a little bit. So you can see they're slightly different in each room. I changed the floors and yada yada yada. And this, what I clicked just now, was actually my floor plan. So you can edit your floor plan. And you can place different types of rooms. And since this was my first time with any character hopping into housing, I did what every guy did and just built empty rooms with the bed. I mean, what was I supposed to do, right? So when I jumped in to my Alliance character, which is also Devourer, Demon Hunter, so I'll get to show you that that spec as well. But first, we'll go to the house. And this is also a good opportunity for you to see where the portals are. All of the portals are actually in the main portal room in Orgrimmar and Stormwind. I'm currently in Stormwind. So we'll go to the Mage Tower. There we go. And yeah, if you wonder, are these all the abilities the Demon Hunter has? Yes, they are. Those are all the abilities that the Demon Hunter has. And this is the new ability for the dash ability for the Devourer. It's pretty insane. It has really long range too. So, as I was saying before, that was the Horde one, and this is the Alliance one. I mean, just look at this place. It might be a kid in me, wishing to live in Elven Forest, as I was, playing WoW 20 years ago. But come on, dude. Like, is this even fair? Like, seriously? I just don't think this is fair for the Horde. Like, everyone will switch to Alliance. Come on, look at this. It's beautiful. It's completely and utterly beautiful. And this is like the city center. It took me half an hour to find city center, even though it was marked on the map for the Horde. I couldn't even find it. It was so dumb. And these are the vendors, actually, that I mentioned. You just buy them. It's like 150, 100 gold per piece for what you want. Even like they're 10 gold, 50 gold, like lamps and stuff. So you can buy a lot of the basic things for gold. And there is this die crafting, which is based on inscription and alchemy, but I honestly haven't dove into it a lot. I wanted to, but I didn't get the time, unfortunately. But you can create your own dice. That basically proves that. And my house should be in that direction. Yep, it should be that one. No, oh, this is a tower. Let me see. Ah, there it is. So my younger kid made me change it to green. He obviously has more design sense than me, because this green thing looks beautiful. And all of the blue stuff is mine. So forgive me for that. This is my neighbor. Hi, neighbor. Let me wave to him. He's not there. Obviously not home. So this is what you can do in Alliance. And, you saw what you can do in Horde. Like, how is this even fair? Like, how? I mean, it blows my mind. We get the prettiest city in the world, of Warcraft, obviously, called Silvermoon, redesigned to be absolutely beautiful. And then we get that for Horde housing. Like, you can design your interior to look like Silvermoon, but come on, dude. I really hope they change that for release, because, yeah, no. I don't want to play Alliance just because of housing, please, Blizzard. And on the inside, you can do a lot more stuff, actually. Obviously for both of these, but I played around more here. This is my attempt at a TV, and then doesn't work. And I was missing one chair, and I was too lazy to go out and buy it. But the best thing is actually that you can place your books here, one by one. My OCD will finally be satisfied to a certain degree. And there is a point, in going around the world gathering books. And I do want to make something here, like, bar or something. And something there, like a reading space. Obviously, I don't want to spend that much time here. I'm just looking for ideas. And you notice that there is a floor here, which I figured out finally how to do. And there's a lot more books here. However, this one is a secret entrance. I'm not sure how the secret entrance actually work. If people come to your house do they see it? Can they just click it? But I really tried hard to make it a secret entrance, even though the shelves on the other two bookshelves are actually empty. It was kind of fun. You had to, so if you do this, you see these are all separate pieces that I had to put together in order to, you know, hide the passage. Because if you look at the house plan right here, it's a closet that I've, you know, boarded off as a secret entrance. And there are floors now. Once you add the stairwell, you actually get a second floor, and you can, you know, attach new rooms to it. There is a limit to room placement budget because this is just a level 1 house. I can imagine, you know, like level 10 or 30 or whatever the maximum is. It could be pretty insane in size. Even this is like pretty big, because you see, you have a lot of room to work with. Like, this isn't a wasted space. Like, you can build an entire bookshelf floor like here, and reading space. You don't have to, you know, ignore that. And yeah, now since that's seen, and you've seen how amazingly beautiful this alliance housing part is, it's just not fair. Honestly, I played around with bushes here too, and this trees, and yeah, all of that stuff. Let's see how combat looks like. Will my Hearthstone take me to yeah, it will, Trade District. So what we'll do now is we'll go and see how the gameplay for this guy looks like. And do note, I don't really play Demon Hunter, so I'll try. And we'll see how Silverman looks like. But for that, I'll relog to Horde because there is a lot of limitations to where Alliance characters can go. So let's dive right here. A lot of people testing a lot of classes, which is to be expected. So, another thing that I haven't mentioned is the squish. So, as a level 80 Demon Hunter, I have like 54,000 health. And my equivalent is, so 720 item level drops down to 170. Just so you have the general reference, I'd probably have more health if I transferred my character. This is like the greens. So it's 80, it's, you know, really shitty here. But enough for us to play with. So let's start with this. Few abilities, all of them new. We have Shift, which is this teleport. It has pretty long range, as you can see, and it's pretty fast. It's much longer than Blink, I'd say. And you have 3 charges of it. There is Void Blade, which is, again, ranged ability that charges you forward. And Void Ray, this is your equivalent to the I-Beam, but you have to gather sufficient fury in order to use it. And Void Metamorphosis, which again, you have to gather your soul fragments. So it's a resource game, but pretty advanced resource game. If you recall, the Void form on Shadow Priest a while back, when you had to keep your insanity up in order to maintain your high damage windows. This is pretty much the same, but just with Fury and your Metamorphosis. You have your regular Troglaive Disrupt, Imprison, Torment. This is, I think, new, which is Eradicate. And it has a much shorter range. See, it throws the glaive. And it's also one of the abilities that you start your rotation with. Your main ability that you cast, because you're a caster here, and your main stat attribute is Intellect, is Consume. And you can cast it while moving, which is pretty great. You have your other regular abilities for utility, as you would have for any Demon Hunter. I have chosen Annihilator since it seemed the most fun at the time, because it empowers your what was the name? Cosmic something. I'm sorry, I don't play Demon Hunters. But it looked amazing. So let me show you how that works. And then you cast. Did I lose the target? And then you beam. You can move. And when you get enough soul shard, you can do a metamorphosis. And then your consume becomes your devour. And all your abilities get buffed. I see some glitches in animation. Let me just check one more thing. No, that's all good. But the general outline of the class looks pretty promising. Since you do get to move a lot, you do get to gather your void orbs in order to heal. You get a lot of the... I think I know what's wrong with my targeting. Is my action targeting enabled? Seems like it is. Oh, it's not. Maybe that's the problem. Let's try. And you can do stuff like this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So nothing can basically hit you. You have enough survivability to, when you gather your orbs, to heal like crazy. You have melee, mid-range, and then long-range spells. You have your metamorphosis, your darkness, your blur. Yeah. Not a lot of abilities, but a hell of a lot of options in those few abilities, I'd say. And just the movement of it requires, you know, some level of skill. And me not playing for 2 months doesn't really help. So, and yeah, this is enabled here, track buffs. So let me hide that. Yeah, and for external defensives, let me just show you that part. It doesn't show. That's strange. Well, never mind. It will probably work by the time they release it. But take a look at this form. Come on. A lot of cool stuff coming up in Midnight. Both the housing and this spec and the UI, and I can't wait. That's one of the reasons why I probably haven't played as much. But yeah. So, one one more thing left for us to do, and that's visit Silver Moon. So let's do just that. Oh, this one's already in Silver Moon. He's Alliance. Yeah, that's not gonna work. The Rogue is Norgrimmar. I hope this one was Horde. I haven't seen. He might be. I'm not sure. I made it when I was talking to a friend. Oh, he is Horde. That's perfect. I should have seen that he's Norgrimmar, right? So, let's see. Number 6. Where are we? Right there. Let's go to teleport. Right there. So, it should be a smaller portal somewhere. Silver Moon City. There we go. There we go. Welcome to Silver Moon. At first glance, it looks kind of the same until you get out and you see the size of this thing. The map is kind of similar, although there's no Scar. And the map of Isle of Quel'Danas is also changed. There's Zulamon. It's open zone. And there's, you know, Eversong Woods, Isle, Voidstorm, Harandar. How did I see any there? But all of this looks really pretty. Let me fly around and show you. So this is Silver Moon. It finally looks like a city that's, you know, a peak of High Elven, former High Elven, a Cinderay community. You know, and not like a shabby place where you can't mount properly. I was just blown away how beautiful and huge this looks like. And playing the Blood Elf, this makes me kind of proud in a weird sense. We're finally getting our own. And I really, really hope that neighborhoods get to pick this kind of environment, because this is the Ever song. It's just beautiful. In a different way than Elven, but still gorgeous, gorgeous zone. Like this I can see, you know, as an option for the Horde having their neighborhood here. Like, check this out. Amazing. But we'll see. Can't predict too much, right? Maybe they've mentioned something and I missed it, but we can only confirm once we see it. I'm happy that I got the beta so that I can try this out and share it in my own way. But yeah, there we go. That's some earthquake thingy. Is there something going on down there? I haven't done any quests because I don't want to spoil the story. So I have no clue what's going on. Oh, trading post. Hello. Is it the void storm that's causing the tremors? Could be. Nothing. They don't want to reveal their hand. Sneaky Blizzard. There we go. Well, I haven't planned to do any concrete content aside from running around and you know, saying what I think about the classes and well, not so much classes, just one, but the UI and overall share my hype for Midnight. I do think it will be, I hope it will be a good expansion. War Within was kind of half-half. I don't want to spoil it. I did enjoy Mythic Plus and War Within quite a bit. And some storylines. I don't want to mention one which was completely horrifying. I want to push that out of my memory. And I believe everyone knows which one I'm thinking about. But overall, I enjoyed it. And I hope, I really, really hope that I'll enjoy Midnight a whole lot more. And it is my belief that with the end of Last Titan, we'll have to see some major overhauls to World of Warcraft. And I hope for a huge reset. I don't know if anything else will bring new players and keep the old ones properly. You know, reset the world, make us all super weak. You know, fighting boars. You know, back in my day. Stuff like that. Well, thanks everyone for joining. I did rant quite a bit about a lot of random things. I will share my UI expert strings in the comments or in the video description if I make this stream into a video. But yeah, unfortunately it's getting quite late, so I'll have to end the stream here. But thanks everyone for joining. I hope you've seen everything that or something at least that interests you, and that you look forward to Midnight as much as I am, or at least hoping like I am that it will be worthwhile. But that's it for me tonight. Promise I will stream and post videos more often. I know I've been quite irregular, but at the start of this stream I explained why. So please like, subscribe, and join the next stream when it happens, which will be next weekend. I promise, next weekend. Stream and one video at least in between. Yeah. So, without further ado, thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, for the evening coffee, good night.